So now we begin with discussing another important scenario from this chapter. And this is a very important mechanism that is rendered in our body, and this is entitled as the gaseous exchange. So what the gaseous exchange is that whenever we would try to be bringing about the exchange of the oxygen and the carbon dioxide gas between the alveoli that we had at the end of the bronchioles and the surrounding blood capillaries that we had, so this would be the gaseous exchange. What I mean by this is that here we have got this air sac that was lying at the end of the bronchioles, and these are the alveoli, and the air that we have inhaled, so it would end up here. Likewise, these alveoli, they are surrounding by the blood capillaries and the blood that is coming into these blood capillaries. So this is the deoxygenated blood, and by the deoxygenated blood, what we mean is that it would have more amount or more concentration of the carbon dioxide gas, and it would have less concentration of the oxygen gas. And on the other way around, when we talk about the alveoli, so we have the inhaled air coming here. So the concentration of the two here would be higher, and the concentration of the carbon dioxide gas would be less. So this means that there happens to exist a concentration gradient difference between the respiratory gases that we have in the alveoli and that we have in the blood capillaries. Because in the blood capillaries, the concentration of the CO2 is higher and that of the oxygen gas is lower. So as a result of that, the oxygen gas would diffuse from the higher concentration within the alveoli to the lower concentration that we have in the surrounding blood capillaries, and the carbon dioxide gas that we have here. So it would diffuse out of the blood capillaries into the alveoli, and that too would be by the diffusion. And as a result, any of the blood that would escape out of the alveoli and would be going toward the heart first and then to the body. So this blood would be the oxygenated blood. So this is how the gaseous exchange is accomplished in the body. Now, if I were to show you another diagram, the thing is that from the all body part, no matter the upper and the lower body part, so the blood is deoxygenated blood, and here it would be brought to the heart. From the heart, the blood would be carried to the lungs with the help of the pulmonary arteries, and here you see in the lungs we had these alveoli, and in the alveoli we are constantly bringing the air in and we are removing the air out. Here the deoxygenated blood was coming and the oxygenated blood would be leaving, and in between these structures the gaseous exchange is taking place. Once we have oxygenated the blood in the lungs, so we would take it back to the heart with the help of the pulmonary veins, and then from the heart the aorta would emerge out, and this would carry the oxygenated blood to the different parts of the body. Another important situation is that we must tell our examiner that how come the alveoli that we have got, so they are adapted for the gaseous exchange. The alveoli are very thin, like they are made up of a single layer of the cells in them. And when they have got this single layer of the cells in them, so this would make the wall of the alveoli one cell thick, and this would literally be reducing the distance for the diffusion process. The other thing is that these alveoli, they have a greater surface area to the volume ratio, and that again would be enhancing the gaseous exchange. The third point is that in the alveoli on the inside of them, we have got a moist layer of the water, and that moist layer of the water again would be enhancing the exchange or the diffusion of gases between these alveoli and the surrounding blood capillaries. Moving onward, the alveoli, when we try to be seeing them, so on the outside they have got some fibers surrounding them, and these fibers they are the elastic fibers, and they allow the alveoli that they could expand during the inhalation, and they could constrict or move inwards during the exhalation, and that would again be responsible for regulating the uptake of the inhaled air and outtake of the exhaled air, and also would be helpful for maintaining the concentration gradient difference between them and the surrounding blood capillaries. So I hope you would be clear that how the gaseous exchange is accomplished and how the alveoli they are adapted for this.